The Astronomer by Johannes Vermmer. Johannes Vermmer was a Dutch painter who was born and lived in Delft, Holland. Though there are not many public records that tell about his life, we know that he inherited his father's art dealership when he was young and bought and traded paintings there until he died in 1675. Since he did not produce many works of art, he used the print from the dealership to support his wife and 8 children. There is no formal documents that tell about his training, but researchers believed he learned and was influenced by the paintings he and his father bought and traded. This painting is believed to be his only self-portrait. He probably visited other artist studios and may have studied under the painter Leonard Vermmer. The style of painting that Vermmer used also inspired most of Vermeer's paintings. Vermeer is also known to have been influenced by Rembrandt's own student Carl Fabregas. All of Vermeer's work is categorized as poetic, and most of them are quiet, intimate, calm scenes with 1 or 2 people. These works depict real-life situations, like a person studying at a desk or a woman going about her everyday tasks. Most of the backgrounds are simple rooms which all look about the same. The way the scenes are captured, with the lighting and atmosphere, make the everyday scenes look extraordinary. Like other Dutch painters of his time, realism was his interest. In the 16th and 17th centuries, emblem books were popular around Europe, and contain morals or poems that inspired some of Vermeer's symbolism. His paintings are often a painting within a painting, like a map or an open book that, when closer examined, adds great meaning to his everyday depiction. Vermeer is also regarded as a man of science and was known to be acquainted with Antoine van Leeuwenhoek, the Dutch inventor of the microscope. Van Leeuwenhoek sold cloth not far from Vermeer's art dealership in Delft, and is said to have inspired both the Astronomer and the Geographer paintings by Vermeer. Art scholars have often noted and regarded Vermeer's use of light and its special qualities that he used to portray pearly light. The light creates the perfect atmosphere for his scenes, and in view of Delft, the light is demonstrated in an extraordinary way. The Astronomer offers an example of Vermeer's mature style and is followed by its companion painting, The Geographer. Both portray a male scholar studying globes in a book at a desk bathed in light from the window he faces. Though the timeline of Vermeer's work is unclear, scholars have used his technique to estimate when his paintings were completed. Most of Vermeer's work wasn't fully discovered and appreciated until after his death and into the 19th century. Today, many museums are lucky to hold and display his paintings, and it is extremely rare for them to be sold. The Impressionists of the late 1800s were greatly influenced by Vermeer's style, including his technique using light and color. The Astronomer was finished by Johannes Vermmer in the year 1668. It depicts a scientist studying a celestial globe in an open book. This painting was followed by The Geographer in 1669. Both are believed to depict Vermeer's acquaintance and inventor of the microscope, Antoine van Leeuwenhoek. The Astronomer is regarded for its use of light, space, and color. These are used to depict the frozen scene of a man deeply involved in his work. Like most of Vermeer's paintings that include scenes like this one, the figure of the man is placed in front of a window which casts light on him that creates a sense of enlightenment or insight. The light shows the youth and fascination on the man's face, and the style of clothing and bland appearance of the man draws the viewer's eye to the light on the man's face and his hand on the globe. The Astronomer's hand looks to be in movement, spinning the globe and looking for some discovery. As in many of Vermeer's paintings, the book open on the desk can be identified. It is Adrian Metis's basic volume of astronomy and geography. It is open to the first 2 pages of Book 3 on the investigation or observation of the stars. On the 2 pages that we can see, the right page is mostly words, while the left is a depiction of the Carwell astrolabe that Mattie invented himself. There were 2 editions of this book, and scholars have determined that the scientist in this painting is studying the second one. The book is intended for professionals and focuses on both astronomy and geography. These 2 branches of cosmography were most closely related in the 17th century than they are today. The celestial globe the Astronomer is focused on was made and sold as a pair with the terrestrial globe, as most were of this time. This practice demonstrated the connection between astronomy and geography during the period. The globe that was paired with the one in the Astronomer is seen in the closely related painting, The Geographer. So where was the Astronomer during and after World War II? When France was looted by the Nazis during the war, the Astronomer was seized from the Rothschild collection in 1940 by the Rosenberg Task Force, which was the German version of the Monuments Men. The art in the Rothschild collection was coveted by Hitler even before the war. After it was stolen, a small black swastika was stamped on the back of the frame, which is still there today. It was then sent to Hitler himself on a train and hidden in the Altasse mine in Austria. After the war, it was retrieved by the Monuments Men from the mine and returned to the Rothschild family. It was then acquired by the Louvre in Paris in 1983, where it remains today. The Astronomer, painted by Johannes Vermmer in 1668, is historically significant because it shows the style and influence of Vermeer that is rarely seen throughout history. His use of light and color inspired many Impressionist painters of the 19th century, and his paintings are still coveted and admired by people around the world today.